I'd like to thank you guys for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to be cleaning the golden arrow that I picked up fairly reasonable. I actually have more cars than this that I need to clean up as well because I bought them as a box set or a group of cars all for one price. This car is extremely dirty, so I'm going to show you guys how to take it apart. Well, a 7mm will fit on these wheel nuts. I think it may take a standard size. I'm not sure. It fits, but it's slightly loose, but not to the point where it's going to hurt anything. I don't have the original plastic tools that this would have came with for removing the wheels. And then the wheel comes out, and if you look here, we got plastic bearings that are replaceable on these wheels. There's I'm going to put the nut back on it just to make sure I don't lose my nut. And now I can take this wheel here and take it and clean it. I'm going to use a old toothbrush just with some water, maybe a little bit of Dawn in it. And I'm just going to barely keep it wet. And whenever I do get stuff wet, dry it right away. Try to keep the stickers from peeling off. Then to shine up the old plastic, one thing I found out before that works fairly well is Armor All sometimes can make them look like new again. And if you look here, there's five little pieces here that hold the wheel to keep it from, since these are the steering wheel, I mean not the steering, but the drive wheels. That there's 5 little pegs at the set in these 5 little indents. Since I'm going to be cleaning this, I'm going to take the battery pack out. And you guys just missed that, but I took the battery pack out. Sorry, I don't have a tripod yet. As soon as I get a tripod, I will use a tripod. I'm trying to keep my batteries from rolling away. And here, the battery compartment is fairly clean for the double A's. This here's going to need to be cleaned. This piece can be taken off the Phillips. There's Phillips screws right there. I could actually take that piece off, but I don't believe I need to take that off when cleaning this car. Should be able to get it all cleaned up with a damp old toothbrush and lots of cleaning. Now the wheels, on the other hand, I want to clean them up a little bit better, so I'll probably just wash them directly in some soapy water. And that's why I'm taking the wheels off of the car. Not off yet. Don't touch heated motor. Some people do update these older cars to newer electronics, and the newer electronics have a longer range. They run on 2.4 gigahertz spectrum instead of being on the megahertz spectrum, which it gives you a lot better distance. And here's the other wheel with the bearings. I'm not sure if if the bearings have ever been replaced in this car. I'm guessing they have been because it has quite a bit of wear and tear on the wheels, and I know mine had to be replaced about that time period. I'll be right back once I go get my cleaning solution. Okay, we are back. I'm going to start with cleaning up the controller. I'm re-wetting my toothbrush, drying it off for the most part now. Now let's try to dry up those areas I just got a little bit damp. Me wetting up the toothbrush again. Pat off extra water because I just don't want to get it soaking wet. We got these little screw holes that are down inside deeper. I just have some dishwashing soap in my water, if you're wondering what I'm using. And you can see the side by side comparison now. I do need to get some back in there a little bit better, I see. That's why I have this extra little light out here so I can see exactly what I'm working with. And I don't want to give time for that to soak inside the controller. I want to get it out as quickly as I can. To try to keep it from getting inside the controller. I just get my bristles damp, and then I run my finger across it a few times trying to knock off the excess water, or the excess soapy water, before I go ahead and clean this stuff, so it's not overly soaked to where it's not just dripping water down inside of it unnecessarily. And there we go, one side to the other side. It's a little bit of residue left on it from the paper that I'm using. I couldn't find paper towel, so I had to use some TP as I'm out of paper towels right now. You can can see the difference in how cleanliness from that side to the other side. I will do the other side as well. I just wanted to show you guys a comparison. Okay, I can't stand looking at this other side right now, so. That paper's getting too wet. Well, it's not overly wet, it's just wetter than I like for drying. No, I didn't go into all these little screw holes like I did the other side. I don't even think they're real screws, I think it's just for looks. I think they're like little imitation screws. I just blew the excess water out of those little fake little screws because I don't have any compressed air right now. And then we got the top of the controller here. And later on I'll just use some Armor All on it. There's a code here, sticker. I want to leave it looking all original. So I want to make sure not to get that overly wet. If you look, it stayed in good shape. Now the antenna here, I want to unscrew it. And if you look, you can see how dirty this antenna is. It probably needs to be relubricated though. It may not clean up here that well because that could be a little bit of surface rust on it. I think a green kitchen scrubby will do that. I'll be right back with one of those. Here are the wheels cleaned up. As you can see, they cleaned up fairly well. The car's been cleaned up fairly well. It's not like perfect like showroom condition or museum quality, but it's a lot better than what it was. You can see there's still some stuff in the back of the rims, but it's hard to get it out of there. This one's a little bit, again, these tires actually have little, or these rims have little holes in them. So I'm gonna have to let these tires and stuff dry out good before I reinstall them, because I don't want to get these little shafts here rusted to where it'll cause the bearings to wear out quicker. So now I gotta let everything dry out, and once everything's dry, I will put it back together. And if you look, my water here is filthy from cleaning everything. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching my video. Remember to click like and subscribe. Goodbye. I had to throw in a little bit more video. Here's the car put back together, cleaned up. It's not perfect, but it does sure look a hell of a lot better than it did when it was all dirty. Now you can see how dirty the battery connector and stuff is here. I didn't clean up the battery because it has a charge in it right now. I just don't want to get the connector all wet. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt anything, but since the battery is fully charged, I'll clean it up later whenever it's actually drained down. Then I'll let it dry good before recharging.